Hello class, hello students, my name is Chef Guy Bourgeois and I'm your instructor for sugar artistry in this class. So what I would like to demo today is blown sugar, which is one of the techniques in sugar work. Blown sugar, casting sugar or cast sugar, can be pulled sugar, can be so many other techniques, rock sugar, straw sugar, and we'll explore those techniques as we go along in our class. Okay. So what I've done here, I've cooked sugar using a recipe that's on D2L, and I've cooked it according to the method described on Wiley Plus or in Wiley Plus. Okay, so I have my sugar mass here. It's been cooked, it's been cooled, and what I have in here, of course, I have sucrose or berry sugar, 1 kilo. I have glucose, which is 200 grams, I'm sorry, water 300 grams, and acid about 8 to 10 drops acid, which were added at about 138, 140 degrees, along with the color. The colors that I'm using here is yellow, but you see how opaque that sugar is? It's because I added whitener, okay? Just to make our sugar a little bit more opaque. I could achieve this is that if I pulled my sugar over and over, aerate it, satinize it, then I would get opacity. However, since this is our first week in sugar, we don't want to work too much on pulled sugar. We want to focus on blown sugar. But you can see the difference here between these two sugars. Okay, this one has no whitener. It hasn't been pulled, so it's pretty much crystal clear. All right, in order to be doing blown sugar, we need a few tools, and I've sent you an equipment list already. However, there's some equipment that's already provided to you guys in this class, okay? So here what I have is I have a cutting board, which I wrapped in saran wrap, and I got my silpat on top. If I don't wrap it, silpat is against the wood, it tends to slide off, okay? So by having saran wrap, the silpat does not slide, because when you work with your sugar, you don't want your silpat to move back and forth. I have 2 heat lamps using 250 watt light bulbs. I have a hair dryer, or this is actually from a pet grooming store, as long as it has a cold setting. We need cold air to cool the sugar. This is to maintain it hot and pliable, and this is to cool it. It needs to be hot and pliable when we inflate it, but once we've achieved the shape, then we need to cool it, okay? You could use a small fan, that works as well. I prefer having an air blower or hair dryer because it's a little bit more concentrated, a little bit more cubic feet of air, if you wish. You need a blowtorch, you will need a scale, scissors, paring knife. You will also need, very important, a sugar pump. So you have this model for sugar pump to inject or inflate the sphere. You also have this model. So if you compare, this one has that tiny little pair here to inflate. And you have this model here. So I have them by cost. $150. Is it really worth it? Yeah. If you do sugar every single day, I would say perhaps. This is a good compromise. $70 works very well, comes with a copper pipe. Or one very affordable option is blood pressure kit. Make sure the valve is closed. Take your blood pressure kit. Insert a copper pipe because copper is a good heat conductor and you will need that later on. Okay. And you have a pump. Okay. So the best example here, I do have a blood sugar kit. Okay. So basically what I've done is I've just cut this about here. Unfortunately, you waste this part, but you keep this part. And this is about $25. Okay, so it still is cheaper or less expensive than a so-called sugar pump. The idea is to simply have something to squeeze air into the fruit, or the sugar, I should say. Okay, let's put this aside. So, as I said, I've cooked my sugar according to the recipe, according to Wiley Plus. Then I cooled it a little bit by folding my edges all around into a ball. And what's important here is it has to be pliable, but not too soft. If you see, it maintains its shape at this point. So it's very important. If it flattens, it loses its shape, it's a sign that your sugar is too hot. There's nothing you can do about it. It's too hot, you won't be able to blow anything. So we need to let it cool and build a resistance. Resistance means the sugar is elastic, it's still pliable, but it kind of holds its shape a little bit better. One thing I'm going to do first, I'm going to pull the fine thread of sugar. Just like so, okay? And I'm going to cool this. What I want to see here, how is this sugar when it's completely cooled? Because, two things, if your sugar is cooked too high of a temperature, first of all, it's going to be really hard to handle. Second of all, it's not going to be that elastic, so it's going to cool too fast that you won't be able to, or it's going to be very difficult to do anything with it. The other thing that may happen is your sugar is a bit undercooked. Therefore, it's a bit too soft. Even when it's cool, it's too soft. So, what I'm looking here, this is cooled. What I don't want is this, I need to apply a very gentle pressure. Not snapping, but just a gentle pressure. When it's completely cool, to see. If it slowly bends, and I'm able to bend the whole thing, that means my sugar is overcooked, or too much acid, or acid too soon. Acid will have a definite impact on the sugar. It inverts too much sugar. And you guys know about inversion. We're going to talk about it in theory. Alright. See? It doesn't bend. It's snapping when it's cold. That means my sugar is good to work with. Okay. It feels good. My hair dryer is on. Off, I'm sorry now, it's too noisy. Let's get my pump ready. My scissors, my knife, my scale. Because our fruits are 100 grams per fruit. So this way it enables us to duplicate the fruit and have a little bit more consistency. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to shape a ball right off the bat, right at the beginning here. And this ball has to be 100 grams. 2 plus or minus 2 grams is okay. And when I cut, I don't cut all the way. I cut and I turn. So this way, I keep that sphere shape. Okay, let's put this on the scale. 115 grams, that's a bit heavy. So I'm going to take a little bit off. And again, as you can see, I rotate so I can keep that ball shape and come back here. Oops, run away. All right. There, I think I'm good to go. Yes. I'm 103, so I'll be okay. Scissors, off the heat. If you keep your scissors under the heat, they'll get hot. Then you're trying to cut sugar. What happens? The sugar sticks to it. So, off the heat. Now, we need to build a cavity. We can't just insert the pump. It needs a cavity in order for the air to expand and the cavity to expand. I'm going to do this with my finger, index finger, with my thumb under, and I rotate. I push in, and I also push against the walls. I'm building walls. So, it has to be even thickness all around, and at the bottom as well. Alright, so I have a nice cavity here. I'm going to try to close the upper part of that cavity a little bit. As you can see here, okay. And close it a little bit more, because I need to close it on my copper pipe. Alright, you notice I'm working under the heat. I don't want this to cool yet. Blowtorch from under. No need to have a full blast flame, guys. This is not an F-16 from the Army. Alright, we warm up the copper pipe a little bit. Few seconds, and we're going to insert that about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch inside, and you see it sticks to your sugar. Now we're going to close all the way around. You don't want to go in too far because you're going to have to take it out anyways later on. Okay, Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. Good. Now I'm going to put some air into it a little bit. There is air already because of the cavity, but I want that cavity to expand a little bit more. And you will see. And you see it's starting to expand slowly. Okay. So everything starts with a shape. It's a sphere. Okay. I'm going to pull a little bit to distance it a little bit from the pipe. Plus it doesn't have to, I don't want it to be too flat at the bottom. Alright. Now you can see the sugar is soft. A little bit too soft for what I want to do. So what am I going to do? Under the cool air. Alright? The idea is to build resistance in our sugar. We don't want it, you don't want it to be too soft. But if you try to blow sugar when it's too soft, you blow a shape, but the sugar collapses over itself because it's just too soft. So you want a resistance. Too much resistance, what's going to happen? The ball is going to pop, explode, because it's not stretching anymore. It's too cold. That comes with experience. After a few trials, you will feel it. And that's the thing with sugar. We can do demos, we can do reading material. You need to feel it, you need to experience it. Okay, so I feel it. There's quite a bit of resistance. They're still warm. So now I need to put some air into it to get my apple a little bit bigger. I'm going to pull a little bit. Okay. I'm quite happy with the shape. Now I'm going to take the tip of my scissors or paring knife and I'm push it right down the center. You see I'm making a little ring with my fingers there. Alright, I'm going to pull a little bit. Okay, so you see here. Hey, looks like an apple. Perfect. I have another one here, so I'm trying to have similar size. Okay. Put a little bit more air. I'm pulling, so I don't want the base to be too flat. Now I've lost my shape a little bit, so I'm going to push it back in a little bit. There. There we go. Okay. I'm happy with the shape. Sometimes it doesn't work out the first time. It's okay, you know. What you do, you just remove it, put it on the heat, soften it up, blow it again. I'm pulling here. Okay, so you see? Okay. Now I'm happy with the shape. I need to cool it completely. Excuse me. I monitor the sugar here. I don't want it to get too hot. And by flipping it over every now and then, I'm maintaining an even temperature. So when it's time to blow my second fruit, my sugar is ready. These are the type of heat lamps we're using. You could use a radiant heat lamp that you would find in Europe. It's a ceramic plate with a coiled wire. Like you have sometime in the past in the restaurants, right? The radiant heat, therefore there's no light, just heat. And those lamps usually come attached to a little platform which has an element on the bottom which keeps your sugar warm on the bottom and also from the top. They come in single, double or triple. So if you look, at price, one will cost you about $800 to $900. A double easily $1,100, $1,200, and a triple, 1, 2, 3, that'll cost you $1,600, $1,700. Of course, if you're doing sugar work every day, or if you're doing major competition, you need good lamps, right? But you know what? This still works. These are just bankers' land, huh? We bought these from JB Prince, $150 US. I think it's overpriced. You can just go to your local store, hardware store, buy a lamp as long as the socket inside is ceramic, not plastic, ceramic. So it can take the heat. This is not your regular household bulb, 250 watts. You can actually burn yourself with it, so be careful. Okay. I'm feeling it. A little bit warm, because my hands are really hot, right? If I look at the sugar here, and I take a temperature reading, just for example. We're about at 67 degrees. So it is hot. 67 degrees, you don't really burn yourself. But still it's uncomfortable sometimes to work with it. Let's turn this off. Yes. Okay. My shape is done. It's cooled. Now it's time to remove it from the copper pipe and the pump. Now, how am I going to remove this? It's quite easy. I just need to heat up the copper pipe. Heat will travel into the sugar, therefore releasing the pipe from the sugar. So I just go on the flame, and again, you don't need a big flame. Just close to your sugar. Heat it up for a few seconds. Then start applying a twisting motion. Careful for the drippings, you don't want them to drop in the nozzle, it's going to clog up the nozzle, and it just pulls right out. Okay? Now, I need to get rid of that. Alright, so I'm going to go over the flame, not in the flame, over the flame. I'm going to warm this up. Alright. Now the sugar on the outside is liquid, so I need to wait. It's cooling, it's also warming up the sugar further in. Take my scissors and apply pressure, and I'm going to twist. And you see what's happening here. Now, just twist. Don't snip it all at once, twist it. Therefore, it's much easier. And you have you in here. Now I need to clean that up a little bit. Over the flame again. And now wait again a few seconds. Let's clean that up a little bit. Same idea. I rotate and I snip. And you see here. Okay. Alright. Let's go back on the heat a little bit. Now, this is too pointy. I need to have a flat base, a somewhat flat base, not too flat. I don't want a tomato. All right. So one way to do it, with the tip of my scissors, we to apply light pressure and push it. Light pressure and push it, and I rotate. Yeah, keep rotating. Okay. Still a little bit too pointy. Okay. Don't forget, this is thin now, so you don't want to overheat because it'll simply go through the apple or the shape that you've shaped. All right. Now it's getting better. And I'm not applying much force here, guys. So if you have to apply a lot of force, it means your sugar is a bit too hard. And this is when you could run into problems, have an accident, right? This whole thing could crumble on you, shatter, and the worst thing, you could messing with yourself a little bit. You don't want that. All right. Now with my finger or my thumb, I will push in a little bit so it's a bit more realistic. And there you have it. This is the bottom. This is the top. This is the apple. Okay? Blown sugar apple, 100 grams of sugar. Safety, always be mindful that you have an open flame there. Okay? So if you don't need it, turn it off. Especially if you're sharing, if we're busy in the classroom, you're sharing the flame with someone else, that means there's someone else within a meter sometimes of you, And also be careful not to direct the flame, because you guys have shelvings in front of your station on the shelf. Or even worse, sometimes you'll have the sugar lamps wire dangling or the hairdryer, and sometimes the flame will be directed to one of those wires or some of those wires, so be careful there. Safety is very important. Careful not to hit those, they'll pop up and they'll explode. Depending on what type of bulb, now we're having coated light bulbs, so they will shatter but stay together. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Next, we'll move on to a different fruit. Okay.